In just 100 days, Sir Keir Starmer's government has spiraled from hopeful beginnings to a series of scandals and political chaos that have shocked even Labour's most loyal supporters. With mounting criticism from within his own party and former New Labour officials, the once celebrated leader now finds himself in the eye of a political storm. But how did Starmer's leadership unravel so quickly? Keir Starmer swept into Downing Street with promises of change, vowing to restore faith in the UK's political system after years of conservative leadership. For many, Labour's return to power symbolized a fresh start, a chance to address the country's growing crises with a strong, decisive hand. Yet, just 100 days into his premiership, Starmer's government appears to be in turmoil, struggling to manage both internal scandal and public disillusionment. Criticisms from former Blair-Era officials paint a picture of a government that came in unprepared, without a clear plan, and now finds itself embroiled in controversy. From accusations of cronyism to questionable decisions on social policies, Starmer's government faces a crisis of confidence that could derail its long-term ambitions. One of the most significant criticisms leveled against Starmer's leadership has been his government's apparent lack of preparation. Former officials from the Tony Blair era, a time when Labour dominated UK politics, have not minced words in their assessment. They've pointed out that Starmer and his team have entered office without a clear roadmap, leaving them vulnerable to crises and scandals. The sense of being overwhelmed has only grown with each passing day, as the administration has faced one controversy after another. A former Blair official remarked to The New Yorker, "It's unforgivable to come in without a plan of some sort." I mean, that is the point of being in government. You have to actually want to do something. This stinging criticism underlines a larger issue, the lack of focus and direction in Starmer's first few months in power. In a devastating profile by The New Yorker, titled Keir Starmer's Bafflingly Bad Start as the UK's Prime Minister, the Prime Minister's first 100 days are described as chaotic, marked by scandal after scandal. Among the most damaging was the revelation surrounding donations and gifts, which painted a picture of a government out of touch with ordinary Britons. Starmer faced intense political pressure over accepting costly donations, including glasses, clothing, and even the use of a luxurious £18 million flat. These revelations led to significant backlash, with Starmer ultimately paying £6,000 for Taylor Swift concert tickets and a clothing rental deal for his wife, Victoria. The optics of these actions were disastrous for a government that had vowed to restore integrity to politics. Further complicating matters was the decision to scrap the winter fuel payment for pensioners, a policy change that left many questioning the government's priorities. For a leader who campaigned on promises of supporting the vulnerable, such a move felt out of step with Labour's traditional values. Adding to the sense of chaos, the Home Office had to address reports that Yvette Cooper personally intervened to ensure Taylor Swift received a full police escort to her Wembley shows, at the insistence of Swift's mother. While this might seem like a minor issue, it fed into the broader narrative of a government out of touch with ordinary people's concerns. Even within Labour, prominent figures like Alastair Campbell, a former communications chief under Tony Blair, have voiced their concerns. Campbell pointed out that the government had failed in one of its most basic tasks, maintaining a clear, ongoing dialogue with the public about its goals. As he told the BBC, government is not just about the technocratic delivery of policy and change. It's about the relentless, endless, never-ending conversation that you're having with the country about what you are trying to do. This conversation seems to have been lost in the din of scandals, poor communication, and a lack of strategic direction. John McTernan, another key figure from Blair's administration, echoed similar sentiments. He stated on Times Radio that Starmer's government has completely lost grip, suggesting that the administration has been plagued by drift and a lack of narrative since their early victories. What initially appeared to be a strong government with a mandate for change has now, in McTernan's words, become one of drift, with no clear vision guiding them through the tumultuous early months of their term. This assessment has been further validated by a YouGov poll, which revealed that nearly half of Labour voters are now experiencing buyer's remorse over their choice of leadership, expressing disappointment with the government's performance thus far. Sir Keir Starmer's first 100 days as Prime Minister have been anything but smooth. What began with high hopes and promises of change has quickly descended into chaos, scandal, and a growing sense of disillusionment among voters. The criticism from Blair-Era officials, coupled with public backlash over policy decisions and ethics issues, paints a picture of a government struggling to find its footing. Starmer has acknowledged the difficulties, insisting that rough patches are part of governing. However, with growing disappointment even within his own party and the electorate, the Prime Minister faces the unenviable task of resetting his leadership, starting from a much less favorable position than when he first took office. Whether he can recover from this rocky start remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: the next few months will be crucial for his political survival.